and welcome to the news. I'm Elena Cordova.
And I'm Carter Schneider.
And we will be reporting the most recent crises in Europe. France has been at a standstill after the recent bombings at a concert hall, restaurant, and stadium. Today we will be reviewing the concept of conflict, violence, and peace. We will first be going to Carter for the first event.
There has been found footage capturing the events that took place in the November 13th shootings, one of which is a video of a woman being fired at when the ammunition ran out. The woman took refuge near a door by a restaurant and was confronted by a man holding an AK-47 machine gun. Afterwards, the man just walked away and the woman hid until a waitress found her. This is one of the many realities for civilians during the Paris shootings, and it was even caught on camera. Violence is a primary concept that covers what happened that night in Paris. Violence being the physical force inflicted upon another being. 129 people died from 3 teams of terrorists fanned out across Paris, one of the most violent events in Paris since World War II. Now back to Elena on what happened to the ringleader of the Paris attacks.
Abdelhamid Aboud, a man who has been involved with at least 4 of the 6 attacks since spring, was killed in a massive police raid. The 27-year-old Abdelhamid was found in the suburban capital with bullet holes in his body. It was confirmed on Thursday, November 19th. He was accused of training jihadists and was even found in multiple propaganda videos administered by the Islamic State. It is still not clear as to if he killed himself or if it was done by the police. They used him to track down other members, including Hosna Aitboulaken, who will be discussed in our next story. Abdelhamid Aboud's death restores a bit of peace back into Paris. Knowing that he will not be there to continue recruiting jihadists is a relief. However, there are many more contributing out to the same mission he lived by. Peace, being the absence of conflict and violence, is what France longs for, along with many other nations hurt by the actions of ISIS.
On November 20th, Hosna Aitboulaken has been said to be the first female suicide bomber in Europe. She was found in an apartment by the police, and they asked her where her boyfriend was. Her nickname is the Cowgirl Suicide Bomber because of photos of her found on social media wearing cowboy hats. Police flooded into terrorist cell minutes before she blew herself up. Abdelhamid Aboud, the mind behind the terrorist plans, is thought to be her cousin. Hosna Aitboulaken shouted outside a window, help me," in order to lure the police in. The window shattered and the floor fell through after the explosion, and it was so violent that her spine was found on a car outside. The number of people still not found in this terrorist ring and the jihadists in the region continue the conflict in Europe. However, it also heightens the tension between Muslim residents in Europe. Conflict is the opposition between individuals and groups.
In this crisis newscast, we covered the conflict, violence, and lack of peace that France currently faces after the Paris shooting. Tension has arisen between the refugees that seek asylum in Europe and the states accepting them because of the false idea that the refugees are associated with terrorism. Many people affiliate the violent terroristic actions committed by those who practice the religion of Islam with all Muslim people, instead of just those who committed the terrorism.
This leads to the Muslim refugees facing discrimination by the states in which they seek asylum. The US and Europe are looking at ways to approach the situation, although it looks as if there will be war. Thank you for watching the news. I'm Carter.
And I'm Elena.
See you next time.